So, Leanne, how do you like my halo? I'll admit it's not complete, but it has 6 pins in it, so I think that's a lot better than you. At any rate, let's crack you people. Here's Anansi here, and welcome back to Jade Empire. In the last one, we helped create a Yukong, escape the city from an unjust bounty put on his head, as well as remove Judge Fang, a degenerate pervert as many people describe him, from his position as the Minister of Harmony, as well as free gentle breezes from his grasp, thus earning us light side points and, not light side points, open palm points, this is an actual republic, and, most importantly, giving Shang a promotion, even though he's now going to be a puppet for the Lost Assassins, unless we take care of the Assassins before they have a chance to properly teach him how to do his job. If you catch my drift. In this one, we're going to take over Yukong's position in the play that he was supposed to try out for. And to do that, we must talk to an individual we have passed several times, but not even several times, like 3 or 4 times, on our way to and from the Golden Gate District. Well, the way to Golden Pack, I go to Golden Gate. Golden Gate is something else entirely. Now, before we do that, I am going to show off. I'm going to go ahead and show off the hostel real fast, just to show where it's at, in case you want to, go about this in an overly convoluted way. We'll go about the last episode in an overly convoluted way.
I know I'm ruined.
I believe there's a jar. Come here, jar. You've escaped me for the last time. Now, I believe the hostel is here, right? No, that ain't it. Is it here? Nope, that's not here either. Is it here? Yes. Ministry Hostel. The Ministry of Harmony oversees taxation and keeping the peace within the Empire. Which, if my memory serves correct, is actually a offshoot of the Lotus Assassins. Well, when it was the Lotus Order. I believe. I might be misremembering that, but I believe the two go hand in hand.
This is the Ministry Hostel? Where do they spend all the silver they demand of the Empire, then?
Yeah, I know. It's just a recycled
Have you heard the news? Judge Fang is gone, and his replacement is none other than me. Minister Sheng finally gets his just reward. Or should I say, Judge Sheng? At last, my triumphant return to the Imperial City. Oh, so many things to prepare, so many things to do.
Congratulations, Shang. You've earned it.
Yes, Judge Sheng has earned it. After the suffering of my great exile, the Imperial City welcomes me back to its bosom. Please excuse me. Judge Sheng really doesn't have the time to chat. I must make preparations for my transfer back to the Imperial City.
And yeah, that's Shang. He's in a good mood. Now, we could have told him he's just no more than a puppet, but I think we'll be fine. Now, we had done this, the other way. What would have happened? Configuration of the force. What would have happened is that we would have had to break into this and replace, his gift with something else. I don't know what the gift is. I remember I've done this once, and I want to say it's something generally useless. I don't think you get to have it. I think it's one of those items that you do end up losing. I believe something that you do end up losing as a result of the when the quest comes to an end. I don't think it's particularly helpful, but it is here. And yes, I love how Silk Fox points out that BioWare just reused the interior of the boathouse from Tian's Landing. That's literally all they did for the hostel. She's like, "This is the hostel? Where is all this? What did they do with all the silver that we give them?" And now with that, we now must talk to Incisive Chorus. Wait, can I open this up? 17 silver. I'm rolling in it. Shitsu. No, it's not. It's not Shitsu. It's a Shiatsu.
This will go over very badly.
Hello, Incisive Chorus. I have come to make my debut in Hollywood.
Oh, hello. I'm sorry, I was just muttering to myself. I'm in some trouble and... Wait! You could help me! You're clearly not from around the Imperial City, and I need someone's help most desperately. Someone unaffected by the politics of this place.
Step away, smushed one. I don't have time to talk to you. My help depends on my incentive. What can I do to help?
Well, you see, there's been a mix-up. No, an error. Oh, who am I kidding? Some bastard has changed my play! I am Incisive Chorus, the playwright. I'm sure you've heard of me. And if not, you have... now, I suppose. One of my productions has been touring the countryside and catching people's attention. We were asked to bring it into the city and perform here in the Golden Way.
Sounds positive so far. Where's the problem?
The play must go on, but not as they want it. The play's been changed, you see. One very key piece of the play has been rewritten.
Worried they're corrupting your art, are you? Why worry about a few rewrites? Doesn't that happen all the time? I'm gonna be very snide about this. Worried they're corrupting your art, are you?
Once you change this scene, you change the very soul of the production. It's hardly my play at all if they perform it their way. They've changed it from a commentary of man's inhumanity to man to a satire of the Empire. I tell you truthfully that they've lost the whole point of the piece.
Not to mention that certain factions frown on satire of the Empire.
There's that too. Anyone could take offense. Now I'm doubly concerned. I will gladly offer you the going rate for a leading man, just for a walk-on part. I need you to take a role in the play and read the role the, original way. You have a most regal bearing, so I'd expect you'd have no major problems at any rate acting the role of Lady 14 Flowers. If you talk to first-degree thespian Fong up by the pagoda, tell him you're the replacement actor. He'll be desperate, so all you'll have to do is read the proper lines.
You want me to play Lady 14 Flowers?
Of course, all the roles are played by men, or at least women with the decency to pose as men playing women. It can get complex sorting it all out.
I'm no actor. They wouldn't believe me.
Oh, they will. It's a role practically suited to one of your stature. It'll come to you as easily as pleasant scents on a spring wind.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a thespian. Sounds interesting. I'll do it.
Here's a copy of the original script for your scene. Pivotal, I assure you. This copy reads properly, not like that edited pile of dung. Hurry over to the large pagoda overlooking the Golden Way and tell Fong that you're the replacement. They won't wait forever, so step quickly to it. Remember, you'll have to memorize your lines. No script on stage, of course. Also, make sure you read from this script. Now, good... No, you're about to perform, so I shan't jinx it. Get to it!
So, that was a lot to drop on you all at once, and here's the incisive script. The original script for your scene is Lady 14 Flowers. In this version of the play, your character explains that the end of the Jade Empire's expansion occurred because sagacious Tien listened to the will of the heavens. The theme of the heavens reaching out to the Emperor is explored at least twice, and it contains the historical accepted truth that the northern border of the Jade Empire was traced by a shooting star. There will likely be a book and scroll stand near the stage where you can study your part in more detail. So basically, what you need to do is, according to this, all you need to do is, when you're on stage, you explain You make a point that the Empire's expansion, that the end of the expansion occurred when TM was in the heavens. The theme of the heavens reaching out to the Emperor is explored twice, and then you have to make some. You have to say something about the about let's see here. And it contains the historically accepted truth that the northern border of the Jade Empire was traced by a shooting star. So, TM was into the heavens, heavens reaching out to the Emperor Explorer twice, and the shooting star. I forget the exact order of the pieces, but trust me, I've done this enough times that it will come back to me. Now, just to be on the safe side, because I am literally that paranoid. I want to go over a couple of things right there because his eyes, of course, dropped a couple of major historical beggar song.
I greet you, sir. I wonder if you might have some silver to spare.
But your clothes are expensive and you speak like a noble.
I come from a very wealthy family. As such, I have a certain lifestyle to maintain. Parties, female admirers, lots of wine. You understand.
Not even a little bit.
I have to have an income, don't I? My father looked at my considerable expenses and told me to get my own silver.
So did you ever consider getting a job?
Ah, but I am a noble. The shame of manual labor or the stink of trade must not be allowed to touch me.
But there's no shame in begging.
How could there be shame? You've got it and I want it. Should I steal it? Never. Simply ask like a civilized soul, I say.
What a load of refuse.
I read all the greatest philosophers and consulted with wise men before reaching this decision. I assure you the philosophical underpinnings are quite sound. Wisdom is only gained by experience, wine, women, and song, as it were. But a life of revel with no reflection still does not lead to true wisdom. One must ponder, one must daydream. Even if I could bear the shame of sullying my hands with work, when would I think? How could I grow wise?
Simple. Do it on your lunch breaks or while you're taking a dump in the company bathroom. Believe me, I do it all the freaking time. So you are begging in order to pay for drunken debauchery, all in service of becoming truly wise.
Well, it loses some of the subtlety when you put it that way. But yes.
I think the pursuit of wisdom is noble. Here's the silver. Nope, 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 nope. I've heard enough. I must go.
If you feel more generous later, I will be here.
You can give him silver, but just don't. So yeah. It's nice, of course, that he dropped a bunch of his the historical theatrics on you all at once. Men playing female roles.
Excuse me. You're in my way, and I'm trying to keep an eye out for our replacement actor.
I'm the understudy you needed.
You? You're the replacement? Well, why aren't you in costume? If you're going to be playing Lady 14 Flowers, you'll need your dress. There's no time for you to run back and get yours. I'm sure we can find one to fit in the back, though most of our performers are less broad. Did they give you a copy of the script when they sent you over here?
I'm gonna say no, I don't have a copy on me, because this guy very clearly changed it.
Damn your guild's myopic planning. Luckily for you, I expect the worst from them and pulled a copy from the back. Here, take it. The script's recently been revised, so even if you're familiar with the old version, read it again for the changes before you head on stage.
Who revised the script?
Well, a southern noble funded the location and travel for us, but wanted to make a few tweaks. We couldn't afford to miss the exposure. Our writer wasn't that happy, but we accepted the revisions, and here we are. I'm sure your Actors Guild told you that we have standard rates. We'll happily pay you the going rate for a lead, especially since this is short notice. Ruin your scene and you get nothing, just like normal. Understand?
What do you consider ruining the scene?
Just get at least half the lines correct and the crowd will figure out what's happening. Any less than that, and it becomes one of those obscure plays no one likes. Now, Read that script over. Come talk to me when you've got it, and we'll get you into final costume and onto the stage.
You know what? I'll get into that historical theatric stuff in a minute because this is too much. But I'll say it right now. As someone who went to school for theater, man, this side quest hits home more than you think, more than you think. Using the stand, you are able to place both of the scripts for your scenes side by side and compare them. It seems you only have a few lines for the scene. They are mostly reacting to the other actor. The scene reenacts a historical moment in the formation of the Jade Empire. There seem to be only 6 lines for you to remember. And on the scripts, there are acting notes that should make it easy to remember the proper lines. Okay, so you only got 6 lines to remember. Kind of hard, but the best way that I have found to do it is to. Well, let's go ahead and look through it first. And I'll tell you what it is. Read the notes for the first half of the scene. You examine the first page of the scripts, which covers the first 3 of your 6 lines. Read the notes for the first line. Your first line seems the same in both scripts. It is simply responding to a question about the color of banners. Your line has you commenting that white banners are flying. So, first line, white banners are flying. Read the notes for the second line. The second line seems to be one of the lines that was changed between the scripts. There are 2 versions of it. You are responding to a question about the time of day in Incisive Chorus's script. You speak of the heavens sending a message at dusk, and the night is coming on fast. In the edited version, the time is midday, and you will speak about the Flower Guardians, an obvious dig at the Lotus Assassins. Read the notes for the third line. The third line is the same in both scripts. In it, you are responding to a question about location. As the acting notes direct, the key element lies in that a decision was reached on the edge of a great plain. So, for reference, your first line, you comment on white banners. Now, I believe they throw in a couple of options that will throw you off. So, let's do it one more time. Yeah, your line has you commenting that white banners are flying, specifically. Now, the second one, in an Incisive Chorus script, you speak of the heavens sending a message at dusk, and the night is coming on fast. But in the satirical version, you make fun of the Lotus Assassins. Let's be real here. Even if you want to crack jokes on Lotus Assassins, you don't want to get Incisive Chorus killed. And the third line is a decision was reached on the edge of a great plain. Now, let's look at read those for the second half of the scene. God, this feels just like class all over again. You look at the second page of the script, which contains your last 3 of the 6 lines. Read the notes for the fourth line. This line seems to have 2 versions and must have been edited when the play came to the city. In the script written by Incisive Chorus, the theme of the heavens reaching out to importunity is explored again, and your character comments that seasons change from place to place. In the edited version, your character comments that warmth can hide an icy heart. This comment leads to a thinly veiled condemnation of the Emperor. Read the notes for the 5th line. This line is the same in both scripts, and the director notes point out that you be answering roughly, who did the Emperor turn to? In the script, the Emperor turned to the heavens themselves. Okay, read the notes for the 6th line. The 6th line seems the same across both scripts. Your character comments on how a shooting star traces a border across the sky. So, just for reference, line 2 is changed. Line 2 is changed. Line 4 is changed. Line 1 has you commenting that white banners are flying. Line 2 comments that the Emperor, a message was sent to the Emperor at dusk, and that night is coming on fast. In line 3, a decision was made on the end of a great plain. In note 4, in line 4, I should say, what is it again? Oh yes, the theme of the Emperor Tian is of the heavens reaching out to the Emperor Tian is explored again. And the character comments, seasons change from place to place. The edited version, So the fifth line was, who did the Emperor turn to? That's very specific. And the sixth line is, tracing a border across the sky. Okay, let's leave this down alone. Now, I want to get this right, so we're going to say it one more time. I'll admit, I used to have this memorized to a T, but once again, it's been a minute since I picked up Jade Empire, so we're going to keep it pushing.
Have you read the script? Do you feel one with Lady 14 Flowers yet?
I'm ready. Let's get the show on the road. I'm having trouble with my motivation. Tell me more about my character.
Why are you guild actors all the same? Isn't the money motivation enough? Look, you're playing a noble lady in the court of the first emperor, Sagacious Tien. You're seen as opposite another noble, Fortunate Puzzle. You're bringing word to the court that the emperor has halted his advance on the horse lords. What else? You're kind of sad, depressed even. There, if you're as professional as the guild said you'd be, that should be enough to work on.
This guy reminds me of some of these pretentious hipsters that took the acting classes and didn't know what the F they were talking about. Ooh, man, do I have stories about my time in college. Okay, I'm ready. Let's get the show on the road.
That's the spirit. Let's get you into the back and costumed up, Lady 14 Flowers.
Oh, dear goodness.
Watch closely. We shall see if the informant was accurate.
Imagine condemning the Jade Empire at its heart. The fools.
All of heaven's blessings guide him, but Sagacious Tien has been absent from the palace for such a time. His conquests of the northern kingdoms have kept his light from us. All the scattered kingdoms have seen the light of his rule, and our emperor's advisors grow in number. The arable lands to the south, all the way to the useless jungles, which were left as nothing for the Monkey King, are fused into the mighty Jade Empire. To the east, Sagacious Tien has spread his light to the very waters themselves, and lo, to the west he found enlightenment among the hills of the 6 holy scrolls. But what word from the wastes of the horse lords? Aha! What is this? Why, 'tis Lady 14 Flowers. We can only hope she brings word. My dearest Lady 14 Flowers, under what banner does your entourage travel today?
I travel under a yellow mark. It's sort of a blend of egg white and fuchsia. I rather like the contrast. White banners fly.
Peace in the north? Could this be? Have all the horse lords been subjugated so easily? Heaven smiles upon the empire today. Your arrival here is certainly welcome, as your kingdom is one of the most recent to join the Jade Empire. We have had word that the hostilities have ceased. Tell me, most gracious lady, when was this momentous decision reached?
The blush of the rising sun shines across the sky from the east. Was it reached, or did the heavens guide it to him? Either way, the dust was slipping through the night. It was while the emperor was indisposed. He does his best thinking in private, you see. Tia's decision was made over midday meal. The flower guardians, such a thing could only be decided as part of the night. Like, was it reached, or did the heavens guide it to him? Either way, the dust was slipping into the night.
You phrased that most interestingly, Lady 14 Flowers. Why do I sense there is more to this story? But surely the might of the Jade Empire is unquestionable, and our will to victory unswayed. And tell me, most gracious madam, when the final blow was struck, where was our noble leader? Deep in the wastes of the north?
He was amid a mighty forest of trees that were green despite the cold. The emperor was raking sand in the impromptu meditation garden he ordered constructed. He stood at the edge of a vast plain, the ground covered in snow. He stood near a great river, its banks edged with frost. He stood facing a wall of mountains, the bitter winds freezing the land. So there's a lot of these are just jokes. So yeah, he stood at the edge of a vast plain, the ground covered in snow.
Surely you mean the far edge. The Horse Lord camps broken behind him. There's been nothing but the gentle drafts of spring here in the Imperial City for weeks. With such a chill in the air, was this some time ago?
The flower gardens may blossom, but the warmth of the spring can hide in icy hot. The lands of the north are locked in ice and snow forever. This was some time ago, yes. No, all this happens as we speak. Lady 14 Flowers has to get the prophecy. Heaven's reach is wide. Weather is not the same in all places, Puzzle.
My lady, I sense that there is more to your story than I have gleaned. Perhaps my own perceptions blind me. It seems to me that some part of your story remains untold. Do my questions block the truth? Tell me this, if nothing else, good lady. When the cry for peace rose up, who was it that our great emperor turned to?
None other than 2 Drops Yi Tan, his personal food taster. He turned to the heavens themselves, as they had already turned to him. None other than myself, I am his closest confidant. He fell to the earth to hear his spirit sing out to him. He turned to no one, Emperor Tien was alone. He turned to the heavens themselves, as they had already turned to him.
The heavens had turned to him? These words, are they riddles? Wait, what word is this from the front? The Emperor sends word of his return. The Horse Lords are unconquered, but our forces were undefeatable. What happened to cease the expansion of the Empire, dear lady?
The Horse Lords proved too strong for our forces. I think Sekititian just got a little bored with always winning, to be frank. There was no more land to conquer. Burning fires forced our army to turn back. A shooting star traced the border of our lands.
A celestial event, most auspicious. And so, our most noble emperor saw a sign from the heavens. Our mighty armies poised to crush the Horse Lords and stretch the empire to the ends of the earth, but we stopped. For now, even I see that there are limits to ambition, and overreaching those limits invites nothing but disaster. All praise the Emperor, for his wisdom is infinite. My lady, you have my deepest thanks for bringing this news to us. I shall inform the court immediately.
What in the dragon's eye was that? I saw no treason there. Oh, the informant will suffer for a lifetime.
You there, Lady 14 Flowers. The crowd loved it. Fantastic performance. You managed to hit every line perfectly.
You continue to surprise me. I wouldn't have thought you the aspiring actor.
Our sponsor may not be happy with the version you read, but I've always preferred the old version of the play anyway. I guess Incisive Chorus put you up to this, because I know I gave you the new script to study. Good for him. I believe I owe you an actor's fee. Enjoy. I'm glad you were here to fill in. We would have sunk faster than a bottomless boat without a solid Lady 14 Flowers on hand.
It was no problem. Rather fun, really.
Rather fun. Now, I know you're not one of the guild actors. They're never positive about anything. Oh well, no harm done, I'm sure. The performance wouldn't have gone on without you, professional actor or not. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have things I must attend to.
You lost the script. You got 1,000 silver. And just like that, our side missions in the Imperial City, for the most part, come to an end. I was going to go on a whole rant about the entirety of that play, but we'll deal with that one in the next one. We are a bit over time. For now, I have been Anansi. You've been awesome, and let's finish up by talking to Incisive Chorus.
Had your, moment, did you?
You didn't come to watch?
I never attend my own plays. No, much too nerve-wracking. Someone goes for me. She is very kind to do that. I heard how it went. Fantastic! fantastic! The scholars loved it! One's already asked for a copy of the manuscript. I'm sure there will be more. Perhaps as many as 3. Here, I promised you this, and you should have it. Yes, that's it. Enjoy, and thank you so much. Oh, so much to do. So many, copies to make. Yes! Ha!
And we got a level up and some more silver. So we did the script the way that that Inside the Chorus wanted us to. We would get a decent amount of silver. Let's see what we got here. So let's go ahead and increase the speed, max that out, and get a little bit more on there. Now we're gonna go down here. Can I do anything else? We're gonna do this. Is there anything else I can? Ooh, the White Demon style. I haven't used this one yet. We're going to hold off on a couple of more upgrades. Actually, yeah, we're going to go ahead and hold off on the upgrades right now. And yeah, so there was a good bit I want to go off there about. Actually, we'll go ahead and go into it for right now. Just a few minutes, sit back, relax, and grab something to eat, if you will. So a lot of things happen with that side quest. For one thing, you know, Inside the Chorus went off on how sometimes in prehistoric, not prehistoric, but in I guess in pre-modern acting, pre-modern theater, a lot of actors, a lot of parts were played by males. This is true. A lot of female parts were played by males. As a matter of fact, there was a point in time where the women were not allowed to perform on stage. It was straight up illegal to do it. It's amazing because they didn't outlaw acting; they outlawed women acting because it was seen as well-being prostitution. And I love how this entire side quest was essentially just a dig at, well, I suppose studios coming in and rewriting the original intent of someone's work to suit a different purpose, to make it more mainstream, as well as show that certain stories just don't hit well with wide audiences. Hence why it's kind of dangerous to come into the heart of the Empire and do a satire, especially on the Emperor and his secret police. Specifically, that was whoever rewrote that play was definitely trying to get someone killed. And I like how the Fong, whatever, I think it was Fong. Anyway, I like how he was just like, there's no way you're an actor, you're having too much fun. And having been, and this recalling my time from college is just, yeah, some of that stuff hits home a little too hard. At any rate, I've been Anansi, you've been awesome. In the next one, we're going to head on to the Necropolis. Deuces.